Hello and welcome back to the Call of Duty League Game Day presented by G Fuel. Incredible stuff here, guys. I mean, let's just talk about this thing that we've got coming up behind us. We've got Chicago Huntsmen versus OpTic Gaming LA. I'm really excited to be seeing this one, and I think, I think everyone in the audience is probably really excited as well, aren't you guys? Are you guys excited right now? Hey, there we go. They're getting a bit louder. TP, that's all you, man. That's all you. Let's just talk about the challenges. Obviously, previously, start of the day, we did see the challenges, and Team Singularity really blew it out of the water for us. And I have confirmation that they did go on and win that final game. So they did manage to take that one, pulled it out of the bag, and I think it's very well deserved, right, TP?
Oh, definitely. And the fact, we saw the big 3-0 on main stage earlier. The fact they were able to come in and win that double best of 5, and you could probably speak on this a little bit, that is not easy to do whatsoever. And especially speaking on how long of a tournament the open bracket, the Challenger division actually is. The amount of maps that these guys had to play, the amount of hours in a row that you have to play to win in this sort of situation. Hats off to those guys. Double best of 5 victory. Props.
That's probably the hardest thing to do at a top level in Call of Duty, is to go in and win from losers bracket.
Yes.
And typically, like, you have just played like 3 matches while the other team was watching you get ready for that. You go into that win 3-0, that's a statement that you just made, and you just continue that momentum into that next series. So big shout out to those guys. I know there's going to be some people on these franchises looking at those up and coming talent.
That's good cash too.
That's good cash.
That's good cash.
80 racks.
It really is.
That's life changing.
It really is. Well, gentlemen, I think it's about time we met our teams, and I think for the audience too, I'm sure you're very excited to be seeing these guys coming on stage. Chris Puckett, it's over to you.
Thank you so much, Lonnie. Minneapolis, make some noise. If you guys have been watching the offseason, everybody knows this is the battle we've all been waiting for. The rivalries continue right now as we introduce old versus new, representing LA. Give it up for OpTic Gaming.
That is sensational from OpTic. Coming through the front line, dashing! And it's Slasher! And suddenly the sweep comes in from OpTic! Are you kidding me?
It's their OpTic now. Make some noise for OpTic LA! Slasher fired up by the haters, and today he's gonna need the support because they are going up against the Chicago Huntsmen.
He's gonna get caught, but they line up for Scuff, and Scuff, the king! This is dangerous! Envy looking to take the lead as Gunless keeps on rolling. 9! Octane doesn't have to move. He goes, oh my lord!
It's a new shade of green. Make some noise for your Chicago Huntsmen! It's a battle of the green wall. OpTic versus the Huntsmen, and it starts right now.
Hello, all right now, okay. I did not realize it was coming to us, but I'm ready to go, buddy.
You're about to do that?
No clue, me neither. I'm excited for this match. I think it's interesting because I think if you talked to us a little bit earlier in the weekend with regards to these two teams, after how they looked in their first match, you would have thought this would be lopsided, right? Huntsmen would dominate.
Yeah.
That loss to Paris at first you thought looked bad for OpTic, but Paris just smoked London in like 3-0 fashion. Is this, do you think it'll be a tighter matchup than many maybe thought coming in?
I think it's going to be tighter just due to the rivalry, right? Like, even when we were talking about it last night, it just feels like this is going to be played at an extra level. At least that's what we're thinking. But I don't know, man. With the way that Huntsmen were able to beat Dallas when we first saw them, Arcitys had such a big match, it just felt like there was no weakness on the side of Chicago except for that Game 2 search and destroy. But the respawns, they looked phenomenal. And I just don't know how good Paris is. So, I mean, obviously they were able to beat London, but I don't know. This is still one-sided for me.
Well, before we get into it, Joe, let's take a look at the Game Fuel keys to victory for these squads as we can kind of talk about it, break it down heading into this best of 5. We know it's like a blood feud. How much has gone down between these teams, these organizations, these players. They may talk it down at times in interviews, but we know it is there. But the keys to victory for Chicago Huntsmen, stop being so generic and search and destroy. And I think you heard Teep, the former coach of some of these players, talking about it a bit. He wanted to see different looks. He wanted to see different hits. We didn't see a lot of that yesterday.
No, that is very much a Teep statement. But yeah, gotta agree there for Chicago. But now I want to take it to the Game Fuel keys to victory for the other side, OpTic Gaming Los Angeles. As we'll pull that one right up. But yeah, for Chicago, definitely got to switch up the search and destroy.
Do you think, where we talk about maybe a team like Seattle Surge, that we're concerned basically for the entire year with search, just because of the players on that team, are you less concerned about somebody like Huntsmen to figure these things out?
Yeah, I'm less concerned. I think they all have so much experience. You know, Arcitys and Gunless have been part of great search and destroy teams. I wouldn't necessarily say the players on this team have had weak search results at all. So, I think they'll be all right.
They'll turn it around just early in the season.
Yeah.
For Los Angeles, check them early, come out firing. So you're just thinking map 1, come out, maybe get up, take control of that. I believe, I mean, on our screen in front of us, I see Azir Cave, but I thought it was Gunrunner for map 1. So we'll get the information on that and kind of talk through it a bit. And we're actually doing it now. Let's take a look at the maps and modes by U.S. Air Force as we kind of talk through this and see if you think maybe there are any big strengths and weaknesses. So it looks like it is going to be Cave to start things off between these two things. We've seen Cave map 1 quite a bit throughout the course of this weekend. What do you think about it for this matchup?
I think if you are OpTic Gaming, it gives you a chance to win this first game, right? I mean, what we've been talking about all weekend long is how close that first map plays, right?
It's hard to blow people out hard in general, but
difficult
especially
to do.
Cave.
So you should be able to be in the game, and then I think we saw Game 3 was actually Hackney Yard domination, and that one is one I'm a little bit worried about because we saw what Chicago was able to do to Dallas on that map.
Destroyed them. It was not close at all.
Yeah, so that is going to be an interesting one for me. But we saw Piccadilly search and destroy. Maybe OpTic Gaming want to heat up Dashy a little bit with that sniper rifle, but we'll get to that when we get to that. Looks like map 1 starting to load on up as it's beginning right now. So here we go.
The Huntsmen and Scum coming into this, trying to just pound OpTic into the dirt, show they're a soulless brand, as Hector would say. And on the OpTic side, you saw from Slasher, from Cap, it is Slasher's OpTic now, the old squad of no more. Who can get the edge and who can do it early? It's map 1, Azir Cave, Huntsmen, OpTic. And off to the races we go. Scump's POV, we'll see what kind of progress he can get mid-map. Well, his progress is a Simtex to the shin as he gets eliminated quickly in this one. Who's trying to make the break, but they get a smoke into the hard point. They'll look to get some kind of ground, but laying him prone and getting the angle, that's going to be Cap that makes the play.
Yeah, I mean, we're looking at this, but already, I believe it was Envoy just runs right through the middle of the map, through mid-tunnel, and actually flips the spawns for Chicago. Gunless stayed alive inside a middle of Cave. Envoy just ran on through. That's exactly what Chicago wanted to do starting on that bad side.
And if you've been watching this weekend, or specifically if you watched the first Challengers map on this match on this map, if you've got good setup for KB, it is very, very, very hard to break in with the proper setup. So what a flip from Huntsmen early in this game. OpTic's got all the time, but that might not matter much when we get ready to rotate out to next. But still 10 seconds remaining here as OpTic start to look for the openings. They're able to take Envoy out as he was set up inside of blue. But you've got this spread, exactly what you want. Look how pushed up they are into Cave.
They're going to just flood that middle, right? We saw it this morning in that Challengers match where you just have to flood them down one tunnel, and that's exactly what's going to happen. A smoke is going to go out for OpTic Gaming LA. One player trying to win a gunfight, but it's Scump versus TJ that time, and it is TJ. And this is just going to be easy for Arsenis. He's going to be on the backside. There's the trade with Gunless. But OpTic Gaming LA, one player snuck through. That was actually TJ. Spawns in the back.
I don't know what stuck through. They got 4 or 5 down there as they try to hit through the cut, but then they have spawning in the back. I think they just got blessed. I didn't see anyone sneak through.
No, because TJ went down.
They all got, I was just staring at the minimap. They all got chopped to pieces. And then a bit of a beneficial spawn, maybe just a little bit on Huntsmen for not having anyone playing far back enough. But we've talked about the spawns in hardpoint, in Dom. You spawn close to the hardpoint, and it can get messy. It can get interesting at times. That's one that plays to OpTic Gaming, but Scump with the 3-piece, able to answer back. In Chicago, retain control, and it kind of works out.
Yeah, at least they responded well. They got a bunch of kills that they needed. Scump's on a 3-3.
I mean, to be fair, you'd like them in the back at the tail end of that hardpoint so you can set up for field, right? So it works out.
Yeah, but that flip happened like 40 seconds in, so they did a wonderful job getting all the kills that they needed. It's JCap, TJ, Slasher, they all find kills. TJ, he's going to catch a grenade in the face as Envoy trying to get pushed up, has Arsenis watching over him. Nobody really able to get control right now. Looks like JCap's going on a big flank through Spiral. He was able to find one. Envoy just trying to stay alive towards this broken area, and you just see nobody's on it. Nobody feels comfortable to get on that hill.
You better not skip this. Watch the end of this video and press the button down there to start your free trial. And
there's not a ton of points really secured for either side of it yet. Slasher with a nice play, ends up flopping on his belly, popping back up and taking 2 with him, but once the dust settles, you still have Envoy in and around the hard point. At the top of the minimap, you can see multiple OpTic Gaming players starting to set up for Cave West as they've all rotated in.
Yeah, it was actually Dashy. He went there with about 20 seconds. It was a 4v5 at field for a good amount of time. Dashy, he was able to find that opener bottom well. I know OpTic Gaming will be happy about that. As you can see, take a look at this scoreboard right now on the side of OpTic Gaming LA. It's Quabo, it's Slasher, they're both in double digits. On the other side, Envoy, double positive at 15 and 7. Gunless right behind them, but you need some of the other guys to step on up.
Well, they
still a very close game here so far.
They were able to break in from the left preferred side, get some position in the hard point. Whatever time you can get is gravy, and it's 4-0 now with 5 in a row. He's only 7 and 7. But maybe starting to come alive within this map. Once again, a nice clean wipe from the Huntsmen as they now go up 20 points. Rotating across with Scump, I think, to try and maybe sneak through and get to outposts. We head to our final hard point in this first set of rotations, but he's going to get cut down. And as you take a look at the minimap, you've really got the layer there from OpTic Gaming.
Yeah, I mean, you have Slasher and TJ so far pushed up middle of the map. This is going to force Chicago Huntsmen to decide. Do we want to push through Cave? Do we want to try to get field control? A great setup out of OpTic Gaming is TJ. He's able to find one. Quavo, him and JCap are taking care of middle. This could be a huge hold and maybe our first lead change here in a while for OpTic Gaming.
We're almost 30 seconds in. There's been absolutely no presence or pressure towards the hard point. Now maybe a chance for it. Here goes Scump trying to get in. Stun comes through. He gets a headshot there through the stun, and this is the position you want to get to. Get up to that wall. You can be such an annoying nuisance towards the point. Nice shot from Huntsman.
Well, OpTic Gaming, they were so focused middle of the map that they actually didn't get the far outpost spawn near the hill. So one player, Envoy, just comes up off spawn, pinches the hill with his teammates. So they're going to get that scrap time, but OpTic Gaming already rotated towards town center.
We saw that happen last night in Dallas versus Atlanta, right? We were so focused on pushing it out, trying to get them out as deep as you can. But sometimes you'll get that favorable spawn in the back and it can really disrupt things. But here we go into the second set. 30-point advantage now for Huntsmen. Slashers, POV from OpTic. He's at 15 and 13 right now. And looking to lock down this mid-cross from that top catwalk. Everybody dropping around the hard points. JCap next man up to try and get in. JCap with a nice couple of kills as well. Yeah, it was great awareness from OpTic Gaming. They knew Arsenis was slipping behind them. Slasher and JCap able to sniff him out, and then after that, JCap has continued. 3 in a row, 17 and 17 with that MP5, having a great game so far. Still, neither team really able to create separation. They need to get into Cave, though. They didn't really have anyone rotate into Cave. There's an opening maybe for Huntsman to get through and disrupt these back spawns you have per second. But it looks like they have one more crack to maybe get this done. who's going to get control as we transition out of this. It looks like a bloodbath still inside a cave.
There's one more there. There's one more there. Looks like Envoy, if he can get this kill, he may flip the spawn. Envoy trying to stay alive. Can his teammates spawn him? Slasher's trying to hunt him down. He's able to get another kill. But it looks like the OpTic Gaming LA team still going to spawn pretty darn close, but now they have to flood through. Envoy continues. What a play from him.
And that's the big thing, though. Even if you don't have those spawns, the fact that you have the momentum inside, you're able to get that presence at the hard point early as Envoy keeps on going. Look how difficult this is now for them to come through. And that's 5 in a row, 6 in a row, as he will finally drop, but the damage has been done. The lead continues to build for Huntsmen. Envoy, sensational stuff, and I think a bit of that is on OpTic too. I don't think they had enough of a presence in cave when that rotation was coming in.
That's like the second time where they've allowed Envoy to sneak through on cave east. I mean, he's really been the difference maker. And finally, you have a nice 60-point lead for Chicago, and it's just behind his play right now.
Envoy is 26 and 16, leading everybody, and we've talked about it. All these superstars on this Huntsman, and Envoy's like the new guy, right? He had his breakout year last year, but he could be the best player on the team, which is insane considering how much talent they have. But OpTic, at least for now, will be inside of the field. I feel last time nobody really earned many points. It was just kill after kill, contest after contest, and no one really found any kind of comfort. Most of the points have been accrued inside cave. One nade in from Formal, but a team nade at the same time from Scump. But they're still building upon this lead, Joe. How are OpTic going to bring this back? The lead's really getting out of hand.
Yeah, I mean, Chicago did a great job there. You had the early rotation for OpTic Gaming because they got bullied out of Cave East. But still, Chicago go all the way around. They flame through middle of the map. That gives them about, 20 seconds or so on this soccer field. And now you look at the mini-map, OpTic Gaming, they are not set up for Cave West at all. It's actually Chicago. You have Formal towards the front. You have Envoy on the hill. Quavo, he's trying to get in there if he can, but Envoy's already locking it down. When it comes to these rotations, Chicago just seems to be a step ahead.
Well, yes, to the important ones, like to the ones where you don't really get a lot of time. If you talk about early rotation at Town Center, great. I mean, that's usually going to be pretty scrappy. Same can be said for Field, as we've seen. You really need to get it set up in cave, and like that is where Huntsmen have just absolutely dominated thus far. But we'll watch Formal's POV as Arcity takes 2 with them. We'll drop one teammate, but the M4s for Huntsman come alive. They lock down cave. As they get closer to putting this away, it's 5 in a row for Gunless before he drops.
It's just so hard to get to this hill. When you're controlling the front the way Chicago are, it's another just small tunnel. What do you want to do? You either have to take your time, go all the way through the middle of the map. That's tough. You have to drop well. It's just so hard when you get bullied out, and the good thing is when you're controlling the front, it sets you up for the cliff hill as well, where Chicago already has Formal all the way towards the back. Envoy, he's pushed up. He continues to absolutely slay it. He's at 32 kills, positive 12. And yeah, he's not on the time, but he's not allowing OpTic Gaming to put pressure on this hill.
I mean, they're just outplaying him. Absolutely outplaying him. But there might be a break for at least a moment. But Huntsman just 14 more points needed. Scump tries to get it off spawn, get right back into the hard point. They can absolutely win it here. It's 3 in a row though for Dashy. TJ clears him out of the hard point for at least a moment. OpTic have done a good job pressuring from the front, at least making sure Huntsman haven't yet been able to put the game away, but certainly feels like too little too late. Guys, the slaying differential, I mean, it's not that crazy. It's really just Envoy that's going off. But look at the guys that are struggling on the side of OpTic. It's TJ, but TJ plays a role where if you don't have those early setups and you're constantly trying to just headbutt your way through a cave corridor and put pressure on the hardpoint, you're going to get smoked.
I mean, JCap, he really slowed down, right? He was at 17 and 17 when we hopped on board with him just a while ago. So since that point, 5 and 13 for him. But if JCap and TJ are going to have a match like this, I just don't think it's going to be close. TJ, we know how vital he is to his team's success. We saw it all year last year. Negative 12 as well. You've seen the trash talk. I think it's, just for fun. But him and Scump going back and forth, and it looks like Chicago, they're going to go up 1-0 in this series.
So much history between these two teams, but at least within the first map, it looks to be all Huntsmen. We've seen some wild comebacks in the history of Call of Duty, but not many in this game yet. It's just, it's going to be tough for those like crazy 100-point
To build the city, we need to gather wood.
Comebacks on Modern Warfare. They get control of Town Center. That could be the final tick there. And Huntsmen, they take the map one behind brilliant cave control and some individual, just wondrous plays from Envoy.
Yeah, I mean, 2 times at Cave East, he was the reason why. Right off the break, right away. OpTic Gaming doesn't find him. He's able to slip through. Can't happen. Second time he goes wide through the cave, able to get towards the back, wins a couple of gunfights. What does that do? It flips his spawns. Can't happen.
Well, Envoy wasn't the only piece of this. I do want to take a look at the scuff play in the game. It's going to be Formal popping off as they look to lock it down and extend the lead as much as they can. But we'll hop in, and are you shocked to see it inside a cave? This is where they really began to dominate, and it's the M4 in the hand of Formal, one of the greatest assault rifle players in the history of the game. Well, I mean, that's where Cap started to slow down. He got smoked as he comes sword in. Well, now for Search, Joe. We saw, at least with the, if you talk day one and what we saw from Huntsmen, it was completely controlled. What was it, Arklov?
Yeah, Arklov, yep.
And Dallas just completely dominated them there. And you heard Teep on the desk talking about the fact that he wants to see different looks, want to see them just kind of mix it up. I guess I'm curious if there were any improvements, because you got to think, after they talked about that Dallas match, assuming the team kind of sat down, chatted with them to their coach and talked through things, we won't ever respawn. We look pretty solid there. There's stuff we can fix. You would hope that a lot of the talk was around Search. I just don't know how much practice they could have possibly gotten in here. No one's been screaming that we've seen, at least within the venue.
Plus, too, with what we saw from Dallas, they played both of those Arklov peaks. That could have just been Dallas's pick. So I believe we're loading up on Piccadilly Search and Destroy, which... Yeah, I think we know with what we saw in Hackney, our domination, which is going to be our Game 3. This is a must-win for me for OpTic Gaming.
We'll take a look at the quick scope presented by U.S. Air Force. There's not a lot of data to go off as we've only had a couple days of matches, but it's 1-0 for the Huntsmen, 0-1 for OpTic Gaming. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a must-win match, but a must-win map within this best of 5, absolutely. I'm just curious, like, now, I mean, what I've been thinking about is just how good that Paris team might be. Like, they take down this OpTic roster, they smoke London. A lot of people doubted them. I think we're gonna have very new look power rankings once we come out of this weekend, Joe.
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to London, right? I want to see these guys play in a tournament format. I think a lot of teams.
A couple weeks away,
right? I mean, you see, like Dallas played Chicago and Atlanta, right? 2 of the toughest teams that you can play.
Very true.
So I'm just excited to see what these guys learn from this weekend, how they take it home. Maybe there were some things online they thought worked really well, didn't work well here this weekend. Gonna make those adjustments, those improvements. It's gonna be a fun event.
Well, let's give you a refresher in case you missed the maps and modes before we hopped into this series. We can take a look at what we're going to be going through. It is going to be Piccadilly Search for the map 2, and then to Hackney. And you talked about how good Huntsmen looked on Hackney on Friday. See if they can improve upon that, but they were so good at just getting Dallas trapped. I mean, they outslayed them, but it felt like 40. They were just dominating them there. Piccadilly, obviously, much more of a question mark for us between these two squads. Anything that's really stood out for you for that particular map and mode that you've watched over the course of the weekend? We've only seen it a couple times.
I just think the influence of sniping, the way it can play out on this map, you're watching crosses, you're gaining information. But if you can take mid-map control, if you can get control of buses, you have an easy route to A. It's tough to plan at A, but that opens things up where you can flank that bookshop towards the B side. So yeah, just look to see what these offenses do, you know, the different variables that they're throwing out.
Just waiting to get the map started. We'll hop right in and continue this best of 5. See if OpTic can answer back and tie up this series 1-1. But I'm just interested to see. I mean, I'll be honest with you. The only thing I'm looking forward to, or the thing I'm looking forward to the most, not the only thing, within this match is the chatter once it's done. The trash talk on the stage, and then who goes on the desk? Is it going to be Slasher running his mouth up there? Is it going to be Scump with the chatter? Someone's going to have something to say.
Yeah, and I think within this map, we could have like a Formal versus Dashy snipe off. That'll be fun. I mean, OpTic Gaming last year, when we talked about their search and destroy, when they were successful, it was behind TJ and Dashy because they were just so so quick. They were the ones entering bomb sites, especially TJ. TJ didn't have the best first map, so if he can turn things around, that's when things start to get rolling for OpTic.
Would you say an OpTic is he your player to watch and search, TJ, the Iceman?
I think TJ and Quavo, because I mean Kenny did the same thing with 100 Thieves, like that duo between him and Priest, the way they opened up certain sites. So now you're looking at TJ and Quavo, the way they can work the map.
Anyone you have your eyes on for Huntsmen, like key player for this?
Looking at Envoy again. I just thought he had such a big map one. See if he can keep it rolling.
Well, you're picking the players that are more than likely going to be kind of battling at the mid buses, vying for mid map control. Crowd's starting to get into it now as we get ready for map 2.
Earplugs used by the military may be to blame for your hearing loss, and you may qualify for
Piccadilly, search and destroy. OpTic came out flat. And I think what scared me is it just didn't even see it. It didn't seem like comms were on point, strats were on point.
All right, so we do have Dashy versus Formal with the snipers. I can see both players have it. Dashy just trying to put some shots through the smoke.
Just starting to work on this progression towards B. Quavo kind of tucked away, looking for an opening around the bus. Dashy able to take off the head of Invoice. He's out early, but both players, both snipers on either side, hit their shots to start it off. After Formal hits a shot, though, it's Quavo that gets aggressive from mid-bus, takes him out in back library, and that's B-site control early for OpTic Gaming. They'll enjoy a 3-2 edge in bot plan.
That's exactly what I was saying before this map started. If you have bus control, you can choose what you want to do. And yeah, I mean, you had one player inside of that bookstore, but Quavo was able to find it.
2 versus 2. 30 seconds to go. I thought for a second RC's had the angle, but Scump able to find the kill. Can they clutch up now down to a 1v1? Out comes flying Quavo, and Scump hits the shot. It's the 2v3 clutch from Huntsmen. And that's not a round they should have been pulling out.
No, but 2 kills from Scump, 2 kills from RC's give them that round. And yeah, we talk a lot about sort of the similarities with this team, the early struggles when you talk about OpTic Gaming LA and 100 Thieves last year. And these were some of the rounds that happened.
What was that challenge from Quavo there? Like,
I think he's thinking he's probably
weak.
sprinting at him, right?
He's weak, he's
trying to catch him off guard.
It looked ludicrous in the final kill cam. He just looked like a madman. Just a lot of times you'll see them play the clock there. He had no desire to do that. And Formal hit a snipe in the first round. See if he has any more luck here as he watches the mid push towards the central fountain. He's got eyes on a couple. You better be careful as the shoulder comes through. Can't hit it. What happened to Arceus?
I don't know.
The outside of the map?
Yeah, looks like it. Not sure how that happened.
Okay. Well, try to find out what happened there, but Arceus is down. It's a 5v4 now for OpTic. Nice shot from Dashy. Right through the forehead. Even bigger number advantage, but they've already thrown away a 3v2 scenario. Now look a little bit better in this 5v3 as there's been no offensive presence on the map yet from Huntsmen.
They just have no map control either, and now that your sniper's down, how do you open things up? Still a smoke to use, one player trying to work those far pillars towards that B side. You have JCap, he's in a spot Envoy. The team shot comes through, able to find a nice shot there out of JCap. While that was going on, Gunless was able to work his way up towards A. He does find one, but still such a tough situation. Scump almost hits it, Quavo. Not gonna give him a second peek.
He got the hell out of there. Repositions. Gunless find an opening. Thought CJ with the help should come in. They line up for him. I thought he was going to take 2 down with them.
They're just waiting for JCap to go on the flank. JCap's going all the way around through the offensive side. He's going to find that player. Scump, the last one left. The pistol's out from Dashy. OpTic Gaming with a defensive round win.
And that round, I mean, it got decided early. I'm not entirely sure what happened to Arceus.
It doesn't help.
Yeah, it certainly doesn't. I think you got eyes on like how difficult that is when, well, once your sniper's removed, you're at a man disadvantage.
Well, you had nobody really push up mid buses for a long time for Chicago.
Well, it's hard when you're
round,
down 2 players. Side up 1-1. Oh, yeah, a second early. It was close, though. Was it Waskin that hit one yesterday? Yeah. We've seen the snipe cross connect. That reminds me of like London Docks back in Call of Duty World War II with the cross.
There's a big A-stat from OpTic Gaming. Slasher, he's going to get taken down. Envoy just worked his way up middle buses. He runs away with his life. So first blood again for the defensive side. DJ trying to even things out. A nade comes in, but it's Quavo.
Nice double nade, though. Nice double nade. TJL drop. And it looks like, I mean, it's basically OpTic in a similar situation. What we saw Huntsmen in last time is Scump chains together too. Dashy with the snipe, gonna be the last man up. Let's see if you can somehow pull off the 1v4. Now it's a 1v3.
He's able to find one. Still has a minute to work with.
Don't do it to him.
Doesn't even know where he is. He's just looking around. Can't even see him. Right next to him. Envoy, Dashy.
Such a tough spot when you have a sniper in hand. He's just being toyed with right now. Absolutely toyed with. Nice play there from Envoy. Gave Dashy no chance. And it's like this snipe too, you know, like the aim in time. A little bit longer than maybe some snipes you've had in the past. So you can see this how difficult it is. You're not like 180 quick scoping someone.
Funerals suck. Especially when they're for your granddaughter's goldfish.
But because OpTic had no offensive B presence, Scump and Envoy just got pushed up big pillars and towards middle buses, and they just had a crossfire. I mean, they were just stuck towards that A site.
Huntsman now, aggression up mid, like dead silence out for Scump. He tries to find some kind of opening, and there it is. Takes one, but two of his teammates have already dropped. The crossfire comes through. Huntsman falling apart. It's just going to be Formal now left alone. And Formal will fall as well. One of the quicker rounds we've had over the course of this game, too. Just a massacre there at mid.
I mean, that was just a beautiful play call from OpTic Gaming. They 4-hit A. And that was basically a blind counter. All the opening gunfights go their way. Scump tries to do what he can on the flank. Just the number advantage shows the way of OpTic to tie things up.
Any big adjustments you're seeing from either team that need to happen, or playing each other pretty even?
I mean, it's the sort of the story of who's going to win an offensive round win first.
Maybe this time, OpTic can do it. On their way outside of scaffolding, trying to get up the map. Formal hits another snipe from the defensive end of things. Spots him, but Formal hits the shot. 2 snipes in the round now for Formal. Just shutting down any kind of presence towards B. What a nasty angle and bit of cover this is on the stairwell.
Yeah, what do you do against this? Like, he's not going to miss these.
No, he's not. That's 3 now for Formal. Working on the ace. Just don't cross that line of sight.
Well, they have to now. The bomb's down. The bomb's down.
You got to try and pick it up. He gets legged. His kneecap is gone.
Slasher's making the play. Slasher's making the play. Able to find one. Quick trade. So now it's down to Dashy. Does spot Formal. Doesn't know there's one to his right. Not able to get the kill. Defense wins again.
Defense, defense, defense. And some flashy snipes from Formal. Gets 3 in the round, plus legs another. I just think that was a good POV of just how difficult that is. Might he just play behind a smoke grenade a little bit better, smoke out that cross. That just looked simply too easy from Formal. Looked like he was sniping in a pub. They delayed it just a second there.
Yeah,
There's not that stutter step. That looked like a collat.
Scump's able to find the first blood on Quavo. Formal with another one. So the offense finally has the man advantage.
4 of Formal's 5 coming in these last 2 rounds.
We'll see what Slasher can find towards the A side, because that's where Chicago's trying to work their way on up.
weren't really able to chain together a couple of nades for a pick. A lot of the utility now exhausted from either end of this. Dashy, same spot we just saw Formal in the previous round, looking for the angle. Formal hits another snipe.
Say TJ tried to get aggressive towards the middle buses, and he found an opening, but it closed very quickly. Dashy tried to even things out. Here comes the push from Chicago.
Suddenly, you got to rely on your pistol. It's him and Slasher to make the play. Checks the bomb. He's going to know in a second that he's on it, but the flank comes in. Both players drop simultaneously, and that's a 4-2 edge now for Huntsmen. I know it's not all down to the sniper, but that's what, 5 for Formal across the last 2 rounds.
He's just picking them apart right now. We talked about that middle bus presence, and it was Scump who was able to open things up for him. As soon as that happens, you're just so far pushed back on defense where you give up full map control.
Another hit marker, this time through the smoke. Envoy finds the opening kill. Nice first blood for him.
It's that same round. Look at where OpTic is. All the green arrows are together.
And this feels like a must-win round for OpTic. They've got to get something going here. Can't go down in a 2-5 hold. It's looking more and more like that's going to be the case. Formal taking his time, takes off Quavo's head. Suddenly Dashy, Powell once again left alone. I think Formal just hit another one. I don't know if we should be leaving Formal's POV right now. 7 snipes. 7 across these last 3 rounds. See you later, Dashy.
While all that push was going on, it was Scump once again. Middle bus was able to find TJ. We talked about TJ and his impact in Search and Destroy last year, having a very slow game 2 here.
Very slow series here. Close yet again. Thought maybe that was the one.
That aggressive A hit from OpTic Gaming on the defensive side. They just 4 push towards A.
Well, if they're somehow going to pull out this round for the Huntsman, he's absolutely going to have to hit multiple snipes, I think. But they're in a 3-5 hole. The bomb's getting planted.
Down, yeah. Dashy's over there. I don't know if he knows, and he loses the gunfight.
Now things get very, very interesting. The plant in, a kill for Gunless. Formal is going to fall though. 2 versus 4 now for the Huntsman. Slasher drops, Scump and Gunless. They come to take him down. Scump once again. When you're down in numbers, it doesn't matter because the King awakens. 5 in a row for Scump. They got to work to the fuse. They can't get it done, and that is map 2 to the Huntsman. And that's 2 rounds. Where it looks it's a 2v3 they clutch up on, a 3v5 they clutch up on. It's Scump making the clutch plays when it matters. Formal hitting the snipes. T2P, baby. T2P. They come to take him down.
I mean,
once again,
you just can't allow that to happen, that bomb to go down. But Chicago Huntsmen, they are comfortable in the lead right now, up 2-0. We're going to head to a quick break.
They can't get it done, and that is map 2 to the Huntsmen. And that's 2 rounds. Where it looks it's a 2v3.
So look, building a social media marketing agency in 2020 really isn't that difficult. I mean, it comes down to 3 things. Number 1, being able to find clients and set meetings. Number 2, being able to make it a no-brainer to the client. And what I mean by that is, no one really out there teaches how do you frame the service, how do you sell the service in a non-sick way. Building a social media marketing really isn't that difficult. Building a social media marketing being number one really isn't that difficult. Being able to set meetings. Number 1, being able to find those set meetings. What I mean by that, no one really out there teaching how do you sell the service in a non-sick way.
Trying to get hype. trying to get hype.
Be honest, like it's 2 game modes. Get some practice in. Whatever. Yeah, it's only 40%. It's fine. Let's just keep playing hardpoint.
Only 40%.
No, let's just keep playing hardpoint all day. Yeah, don't worry about it.
We'll go to Hackney though, and it's already got scary for OpTic because they're down 0-2, but it gets a little bit scarier if you watched the Hackney to kick off this weekend between Dallas and Chicago. Chicago looked lights out on this domination. I think it ends here.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you just the stars of OpTic Gaming LA have to wake up. Dashy played well in map 1, but this is with this size of the map. This is when you look for Quavo. This is when you look for TJ to step it up. But yeah, we're a little bit nervous for him. I think Chicago should be able to do this.
What if wearing underwear could feel better than going commando? Like if the waistband didn't.
Home cap secured, now the battle for B. AB favored on this particular map, so you look for Chicago to work out to an early lead and see how OpTic can deal with it, especially with their presence moving towards office, trying to get aggressive towards A. They're looking for an opening, but I believe it's Scump that's going to kind of be patrolling that push through green and office, and Scump's doing a great job of that. Pushed up the forklift, just trying to make sure as they're pushing that half wall, pushing through office, they can't find any kind of opening to get aggressive towards A. And now they're starting to lock him in. You've got top L control, you've got site control, you've got 4 kills in a row. OpTic Gaming are in trouble.
So I'm already a little bit nervous right now for OpTic Gaming. They have to get out of this trap. Looks like Quavo may have found an opening. I lied. Envoy is there.
Oh no, they're locked in.
Yeah, they are. The only good thing for them right now is Chicago has not moved forward towards yellow to push the neutral towards this C flag. We'll see when they get a little bit more aggressive. I think just building up their lead right now, they are comfortable.
Well, this is maybe the chance now for OpTic. You've got top L control. A little bit more breathing room to try and maybe make a play towards B. But you can see the call is to go for B. No push through the top of A. You have to be on the same page on this particular map or you will just get obliterated. They're all grouped up. Do they get enough kills to get through? One of those, unfortunately, for Dashy is a team kill, which will slow it down. A nice movement from Envoy up through the window, and the push shut down again. OpTic finding no openings. Nice shots over the top from Envoy there.
Yeah, I like what OpTic did. I mean, they waited. They were about to make a push together, but Scump just went through the door and he found 2 kills to break that push.
Envoy, though, now 5 in a row for him. 6 and 2 star triple positive, and he keeps on going. Despite the screen check with an 8, not gonna matter. It's 7 now for the Wonder Kid, and Envoy is picking one more. No, not quite there. It's Quavo that gets the kill, and the streak ends. But screw the streak, it's a scoreboard that's important, and it's already a 20-point edge for the Huntsmen.
You haven't even seen a neutral from the OpTic Gaming side.
Joe, how many kills does TJ have?
He has 1 kill right
That's
now.
That's not good.
He's 1 and 8. I mean, you're not going to have a lot of kills when you're getting put in the trap the way they are. Slasher maybe opens things up towards the A side, but this is where it gets a little bit dangerous. Look for Chicago maybe to push towards C as the kills come in.
The reason I ask you, though, is that TJ's had a bad series. He just has. I mean, he was, what, negative 10 to 15 the first map, didn't show up in the search and destroy. Now struggling to find anything here, but as we call him out, now he gets going. 2 kills back-to-back for TJ. As I think he just has to. He has to be hot for this team to succeed.
And it's finding like they get top L control, but then the fights afterwards just aren't going their way. They haven't been clean. As Envoy and Arcides, they're able to lock down B. That gives their teammates enough time to rotate over, so guess what? Scump's gonna be top L. You have 1 player inside B for OpTic Gaming. That Slasher continues to slay forward, but he just doesn't have reinforcements. Now they're finally inside B. We're gonna see a neutral flag.
Finally, but this, you see all those nades coming in, that's what we talk about this.
There we go.
A side being the preferred side. You get those nades in through the window and maybe pick them off the site, but they can't connect. And OpTic does it. It took 2.5 minutes, but now, Joe, I see you freaking out. What happened?
They just spawned C.
Is that due to Slasher being pushed up maybe towards A?
I don't know why that is.
Well, Huntsmen will get C. They'll have AC split control and now look to collapse in pinch. So OpTic head's got to be on a swivel as they're trying to deal from bullets flying in from both sides. The spawns were clean, the trap was in, and now things got messy.
Yeah, I mean, the best thing for OpTic Gaming right now is they end this half with A control with 2 minutes left. Envoy trying to work his way through here to deal with Slasher while this is going on. 2 other Chicago members going towards the B side. Slasher, he's just going to neutral this, try to play his life. He knows there's presence here. Nice win. The rest of Chicago's coming, can't find the second one, so they're just left with B.
Nice snap from Gunless. I thought that looked like an easy pick for Slasher.
Life is stressful. People are turning to exercise, pets, and meditation to cope. What do? I wear an enormous pickle suit during my daily life. Honestly, I've never felt more free than when I've donned 5 pounds of non-breathable green felt in the middle of the Arizona desert. Yes, some people think it's strange. People will stare. Others call me names. But when I'm in the suit,
they weren't quite able to neutral it. Quavo gets him off the site.
No team wants to commit to C. It looks like OpTic Gaming finally will, so they're going to try to hold CB. Not easy to do, but Dashi locking down middle of the map as he's able to find 2.
So what? Down 35, they can bring this a little bit closer, around 20-point deficit. They can hold the 2 cap the rest of the way.
Well, then Chicago.
Start with A side, well, yeah. So is it really, the second half just comes down to those opening minute or 2?
Well,
they can get the flip.
Chicago started with A, so you know, you still have a chance.
Oh,
if you're OpTic Gaming.
Correct. So that's where they really have to lock it down.
And it looks like they're going to finish this half with A and B. Maybe they can try to push a neutral towards that C flag.
Yeah, I guess the question is, can OpTic get that same trap in? You saw how clean it was for what? A good 3.5 minutes?
Yeah, the only good thing for Chicago, or for OpTic, was they didn't push the 3 cap or the neutral much. Formal was able to spot 1 going towards C. That was J-Cap. J-Cap was able to find a double. He will be cleaned up by Scum.
If we could take a look at the stats, maybe the tail end of these final 15 seconds, just kind of highlight where we are as we get ready to go into the second half. Slasher leading the way for OpTic Gaming. It's Formal at 17-8, pick it up right there with Scum. T2P at 17-14 for Scum. TJ still trying to find his legs. 10-17 for OpTic Gaming, but that'll be the half. A little over a 20-point advantage for Huntsmen, but yeah, as you mentioned, they had that A side to start. Yep. How long can OpTic hold on to that AB preferred setup?
I mean, 23 points, not bad at all, considering the state that it was in.
Well, yeah, it looked like it was going to be horrible, right? Like they were going to be done in the first half type of bad.
See what Chicago try to do off of their break. OpTic Gaming know they're going to get into B first. Chicago has 3 players middle of the map. What are they going to decide to do? And it looks like they're going to try to hit towards A. Madashi's playing conservative. He's able to find a double. Can't find the triple. Gunless with some nice shots, but Quavo is there for the trade.
They were nice shots, but Dashi did what he needed to do. Yeah. 2 headshots. Try to make sure they couldn't force through, but now a chance. What can RCs do? He's the one guy on the other side of the map. That's going to make 2 members try to track back for him. It looks like they're going to send most of the presence towards B. They're actually going to send 1 guy back to deal with A. This one-on-one could prove big. It's Cap, and Cap goes huge. Wins the one-on-one with Arcades, but the neutral does happen towards the B site. So despite the fact you win the one-on-one at home, you can't get it down to B.
It was just the presence. You called it out. I mean, he forced 2 players back. That gives up B side for OpTic Gaming. Chicago able to get to neutral. Now they have a CB setup, and now Chicago, they just want to go right towards Alpha. That's exactly the strategy, and 1 player is able to get inside. That's going to be Arcades again.
And this could be the game. Depending on how these next 30 seconds go, this could really be the game. OpTic has got to somehow withstand this moment. They've got to get rid of Arcades first and foremost. Arcades, though, making 2-3 players deal with them, which alleviates any kind of pressure from B from OpTic Gaming. Now right back to B focus will go. It's Gunless inside. We'll hop out the static cam and take a look at the action as everybody's soaring in. Quavo top L. Takes his one-on-one.
Should be able to get inside. Shake Cap finds his.
That should at least be a neutral.
neutral.
Maybe a cap.
Formal though, starting to work towards A. The spawns are there. Scump deals with B. The flag cap not captured yet. Now Dashy's gonna have one more to deal with.
Chicago.
They're just being annoying.
Chicago going to close it out in a convincing 3-0 fashion in this grudge match. Let's go to an OpTic Gaming listen in. Oh, sorry, listen in with Huntsmen.
Might be able to work out middle. One away. I'm holding. I smoked it, Seth. Push me out. Push me green crate. Green crate. Green crate. Bottom out, guys.
I'm one shot backfire.
One spawned out Teach. They spawned out pit. One pit. Yeah, one of them spawned pit.
He's on top car. Kenny's absolute right back.
Spawn green. Still spawn green, guys.
They're on C. He's on it.
Spawn.
Kenny's on it. Kenny's near it.
Got
me on A. I didn't neutral.
He's not being it's Dashy. Still there at A.
Put a neutral B too. I don't see him. I spawn pit. I'm leaving C.
Got him.
Spawn pit. I'm hopping C.
Green probably. Green. Yeah. Optic got me on that.
We could be. We could be. You want me? One on A.
Right back over to us. 20-point advantage for Huntsmen as they try to take this 3-0. What do you see, Joe?
This has been great for OpTic Gaming. They spawned, one player spawned out C. They were able to get to the neutral as Chicago. They had a big push towards that A flag. But OpTic Gaming, they were able to hold on to the setup that they want. Now they're within striking distance. That 40-point lead down to 15.
It looks like right now, mathematically, this is one that's going to come down to the wire. TJ still patrolling into sight. About to be 5 down for them, but Envoy able to make the play. The lone man really around B as everybody else comes off a spawn.
So it was Envoy again. I mean, OpTic Gaming were getting into that setup where you would have had Chicago trapped, but Envoy gives them some breathing room. Still, they have so much work to do. RCD's trying to work the middle. Quavo staying alive, bottom B.
But what you like to see if you're OpTic is how split the push is right now from Huntsman. They had kind of 2 going towards A, 2 going towards B. Not really making a team decision there, and that's just more easy cleanup, I think, for OpTic Gaming as it makes them hold mid-map.
Yeah, we talked about it. When you're spawning towards the top right of the map, you can still nade through that big window. The kills are coming in, but they're responded by JCap and TJ. Envoy tried to push on through. JCap does get taken down by Scump, but not before he took 2 with him. That could be a huge play for OpTic Gaming.
It's just
now, just a 2-point lead.
Just that trade fest, and it's OpTic coming out on top of the numbers. One person has managed to sneak through. I believe it's going to be Gunless looking in neutral A.
Big gunfight here, big gunfight here. They actually neutraled C. So Chicago, they're going to get A, they're going to get what they want. This could be the deciding moment right here.
They've got numbers at B as well. A big one-on-one win. That was Dashy. He actually takes 2 down with him. He's going huge at the B site. That could have been a quick neutral if he doesn't go massive, but who's going big on the other sides? But Envoy, time and time again, and that is 3 for Envoy as he wanted the 4th. Flying into the window, but it's a lovely triple out of him, and now Formal backs it up. In Chicago, they've got the AB set up. They're trailing by 3, 60 seconds to play. Huntsmen on the brink of a 3-0.
You still have a 2-point lead. You have some time to work with. It looks like OpTic, they're spawning front yellow. They're gonna try to hit this B flag.
This might be it.
Gunless controlling top L. He's just gonna back down and control middle map with his teammates. Only 1 or 2 more pushes to go for OpTic Gaming. The lead changes in. Formal, he lines 2 up.
That might do it. That might end up doing it. They're not gonna have many pushes at all. Formal with the lovely shots. That's 5 in a row and a triple to go with it. Formal finding a new angle, repositioning their pushes in. It's desperation time now for OpTic. Did they do enough to get on through? Envoy is still there, but he will fall. Gunless in will follow it up. 15 seconds on the clock. Mathematically, it is done. OpTic is done. Huntsmen take a convincing 3-0 and show who's on top.
Before 1-800-Flowers came around, these phones used to ring constantly.
Bye.